Good morning. Okay, hope everybody's ready. Welcome to everyone. How'd y'all like that rain yesterday? I don't know about you, but I know that yesterday morning I was awakened by a thunderclap that shook the house from top to bottom. I hoped we would be outside today. It is better today, but it's only about 45 degrees here in Pasadena, so it's a little on the chilly side for me. I didn't feel like bundling up in clothes. Clothing, what are we going to need? Same as we've been wearing, something comfortable. We want to have comfortable shoes on, and yes, I put on my Tai Chi shoes this morning. I remembered. Space. We're going to be doing the Qigong today, so space, you don't have to move around a lot. Smaller space, be just fine. If you're chair-bound and you're joining us, welcome, good for you. Just plunk yourself down in the chair, follow along with your arms and your breathing. You'll do just fine. Always do as much as you're capable of. Don't be too hard on yourself, but at the same time, don't be afraid to push yourself a little bit. Be good to do. And before we get started with the Qigong, why Qigong? Some of you have asked me how the two, Qigong and Tai Chi, relate, and I usually say what one of my teachers said to me when I asked the question, what was Qigong? And he said, Tai Chi is Qigong, but Qigong is not Tai Chi. What he meant was that Tai Chi has all of the elements of Qigong in it, and so much more. But they are often practiced together. One of the reasons is to help you focus on breathing while you do a piece, because we do each position multiple times. Now, one of the things I also wanted to point out was it helps you with your meditation. Meditation, we do standing meditation at the beginning of every class. If you're a beginner, in case you haven't noticed, I've been pushing you up just a little bit. If you're an advanced student, I keep telling you, you should be doing this at least 5 minutes a day. And I have been asked in the past, how long should I do this? And my response is usually, well, how long can you do it? Master Shijia Jackie says 30 minutes. Yeah, that was half an hour. So if you're not up to the half an hour yet, you got some work to do. Don't worry, you don't have to do it all in one stretch today. But I did want to read to you a short piece out of his book. And I do mean short, it's only a couple paragraphs. This is Master Shijia Jackie's Tai Chi Chuan, Cultivating Inner Strength. It's a very good book. You probably won't get through it the first time, and you might notice mine is well annotated. But why meditation? The mind by nature is restless and tends to wander. Thoughts zip in and out, and the object of concentration keeps slipping away. The wanderings clutter and cloud the mind, frustrating efforts to focus. This inattentive and fickle state of mind is described in Chan or Zen meditation as the mind of a monkey. Meditation discipline tames the mind to gain clarity and insight. One may set out with resolve to restrain the mind from wandering, but the problem is that one may not be aware of the wandering to begin with. Tai Chi Chuan's meditation is ingeniously pragmatic. Under the constant admonition of using mind, not force, at some point one becomes aware that the mind is wandering. The awareness itself marks a turning point in the practice. One learns to use the act of awareness to trigger an arrest of the wandering and bring the mind back to the task of attentive observation. This creates a feedback loop of awareness reining in the wandering mind, which in turn refines consciousness to be more aware of the wandering. The mind, thus sharpened, wanders less, catches the wandering sooner, and becomes clearer and more perceptive. The point, we are trying to clear the mind, focus on what the body is doing. And Qigong can help you learn to time your breathing, because you should be focusing on that, with the movement that your body is making. And this is something that we go over in Tai Chi. How do you breathe through your movements? So, Having said all that, let's go ahead and get started with our 8 pieces of brocade this morning. Our first one is double hands hold up the heavens. So we're going to start out in our standard beginning position, feet together. Relax the knees, left foot to the side, and center the weight. And we're going to inhale, lacing fingers lightly up to the neck. Exhale, push up and up on the toes, if you can go up on the toes. And we sink down. That's an inhale. Exhale to the side. Inhale up. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale down. Now, before we go on, going up on the toes. When you go up on the toes, all the work is from the knees down. So, the rest of this should be lined up on my hips, which are over my feet. My shoulders are over my hips. If I just roll my weight into the front of my foot and up on the toes. I then shift the weight back down again and back into my foot. If you find you're losing your balance, 2 things to remember. 1, do not pretend you have on 6-inch heel stilettos. This doesn't have to be stretched through the toes, you're just lifting up. 1 inch or 2 is fine. And back down. 2, don't lock the knees. That makes it worse. 3, if this still isn't happening, then don't go up on the toes. When we get to this position here, just kind of push and stretch as if you're stretching from your heels all the way up to the tops of your hands. And hands are turned out like that. They're still laced together. So, double hands hold up the heavens. And we start. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Remember, inhales and exhales should be the same amount of time. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And again. Exhale. Exhale. And again. and close it. Double hands hold up the heavens. Okay, next one we're going to do, sometimes it's called shoot the owl or shoot the vulture. I learned it as shoot the golden moon. So, same thing, going to relax the knees, weights on the right, and we're going to step out. This time you notice it's a little wider. And I actually have my toes pointed to the corners. Hips are stable, shoulders are over the hips. So we're going to bring the hands together, fingers up. This is an inhale. And that is as if I'm drawing a bow. I'm going to shift and tilt. And I'm aimed up 45 degrees. And I come to here, and hands go back to the bottom. And we do the other side. Inhale, up. Hold the bow. Note my thumb stops at my jawline. Shift and back. 45 degrees up. That's all an inhale. And then I do an exhale back and all the way back to center. Nice exhale. Now, with this one, don't drop yourself too deep. You'll find it's kind of hard to hold it there for the whole time. Work up to that. When we draw the bow or pull the bow, from here, shoulders are down, elbows are bent. So I haven't pushed my weight way up here. I run my hand past my arm, set to here. Now drop your shoulders and elbow. So you want to be comfortable in this position. Thumb is back to about the back of your jawline. And when you tip, it's a shift sideways and up, and then let go of it as if you've let go of an arrow. So, shoot the golden moon. And relax. Open it. And inhale. Exhale. Relax those shoulders. Inhale. Exhale. And inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And again, inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And again. Exhale. Inhale. Shoot the golden moon. Okay, number 3, separating heaven and earth. We're going to start out feet together, then shoulder width apart, holding a ball, and then we're going to push one hand down, one hand up, as if we were pushing that ball and expanding it out. Note position of my arms. I am not locking elbows, keeping them nice and bent. Reach the maximum. I'm going to turn my hands over, and I'm going to bring my palms close to each other, as if I'm going to push them together, and I'm shrinking that ball and pushing it in between. Then I'll turn it over and go the other way. Again, I'm not straightening my arms all the way. I'm keeping them in a nice, gentle curve. Turn the hands over, and again, contract or condense the ball. And I'm keeping it about 12 inches when it comes to its smallest. Now, breathing for this. We're going to start with an inhale as we bring our ball up and rotate it. Turn the palms and start an exhale. Nice long exhale. Turn the hands over, inhale, compressing that ball. And turn it. Exhale as we expand it out. Turn the hands over, inhale as I compress it. So, separating heaven and earth. Now relax. Left foot out. Remember, this one's only shoulder width. Inhale. Exhale and expand the ball. Inhale. Compress the ball. Exhale and expand the ball. Inhale and compress the ball. And again, expand. Exhale. Compress and inhale. Don't lock your knees. we're going to close it. Now, I will tell you, if you do some research, you may find that there are other arm motions and breathing patterns that are also attached to this particular move. However, one of my favorite teachers on Qigong said to me, he said, they're not really important. What's important is that you breathe deeply, continue the exercise. You want to feel as if you're really pushing out and expanding, and then when you're contracting and inhaling, you want to feel the same, that you're pushing against something. He said, you can do the other methods. He said, they weren't necessarily any better, any worse than this one. So usually knowing that I only have a limited amount of time, I only do that particular arm movement. Okay. Next one we have is the wise owl gazes backwards. My PT loves it when I do this one because this is really good for the neck. So we're going to start out same position. Foot is about shoulder width apart, hips are over the knees, shoulders over the hips. Hands are hanging loosely at the side, thumbs are forward. Now, I'm going to take an inhale when we start it, and then we're going to exhale, and we're going to turn our head to the side as far as it will go. Now, at the same time that you're turning the head to the side, you're exhaling, you're also taking the arm on that side and the arm on the other side. I'm assuming you have two when you got up this morning. And you're going to turn them out, and you're going to turn your thumbs toward the back also as far as they will go. When you get to this position, this is still your exhale, you're going to take your eyes and you're going to look as far as you can in the corner in the same direction. So, since I'm turning in this direction, I'm going to try and see behind me as far as I can by turning my eyes to the corner. That's the exhale. Then when I get as far as I can, I'm going to do an inhale, and I'm going to turn and bring everything back to the center point. And that means I'm looking forward, the thumbs are forward. And then I'm going to turn and do it in the other direction. Same thing. And then I'm going to inhale and come back to center. Now, one thing to note, when you're doing your inhale and exhales on any of these, you should not be holding your breath at any point. I always think of it like going over a hill. The inhale is the uphill, and as soon as you get to the top of the hill, you start your exhale. There's no stopping at the top of the hill. Just start the exhale. So we want to relax. My teacher said it's like you're going to look behind you and banish the evil spirits. Shoulder width. Nice inhale. And we turn to the side. As far as you can. Eyes to the corners. And then back. Inhaling to center. Now, don't lock the knees. And exhaling to the other side. And inhaling back to center. And exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. and exhale and close it. And that was the wise owl gazes backwards. Next one is shake the head and tail. This one, like the second one we did, we're going to have a slightly wider stance. So relax the knees and we come out just a little wider. Again, toes are going to point toward the corner. Hands, thumbs are separate, are going to go with the thumbs to the outside of the leg. We're going to shift our weight to the right. We do an inhale for start, and then we're going to drop down, shift our weight to the left. This is all an exhale, and turn as far as you can to the rear. Then you start an inhale, and you're going to inhale back to center. Then we're going to shift to our left again, drop down, shift the weight to the right, and turn, exhaling, looking as far as we can to the rear. Inhale and center the weight. Now, the shifting of the weight is important in this one, that you start on one side, down, end on the other side, and your turn. And then we're back to center. You want to turn as far as you can into this arm. So I'm not shifting this arm backwards. When I'm sitting here, this is staying here. I'm turning me into the arm. So the arm stays where it is over the leg, and I'm going to turn my torso into it. I don't want the shoulder traveling with me. Same on both sides. Okay, so wag the head, swing the tail. And a little wider than shoulder width, set the toes. Thumbs on the outside. Inhale. Shift. Down. All exhaling. Inhale and center. Now back the way we came. Exhaling, look behind. Inhale and center. And again. And we're going to close it. Excuse me a minute. Okay, the next one is called Press the Earth and Touch the Sky. Those of you who have been doing it a while with me know this is one of my favorites. Now, we have the usual beginning pattern, feet are shoulder width, knees are slightly bent, hips, shoulders all lined up. going to start out very similar to number 1. We're going to go, but we're not really lacing the fingers. This is actually all an inhale, all the way to the top. And as I said, instead of being laced together this way, as in number 1, our hands are actually like this, straight up. But don't lock the elbows. Arms stay loose, shoulders stay down. This is all our inhale. Now our exhale, we're going to start our exhale. We're going to bend over, and you're going to grab whatever you can reach. So if you can get your toes, get your toes. If you can't get your toes, then hang on to what you can. So, in this case, I'm hanging on to my ankles. Some people can only reach their calves or their knees. Grab what you can reach. And once we're down here, you're going to relax your neck. You're going to do a nice inhale and an exhale. And we're going to do that 3 times. Each time you want to relax your entire spine. Inhale and an exhale. And then we're going to start rolling our spine up. And that's going to be started as an inhale. So you're going to inhale and start rolling the spine up. And you want to relax the knees when you do. And you're going to roll the spine, just like stacking the vertebrae, one on top of the other. And don't forget to roll through the shoulders and the neck. So you're going to roll that spine up. Now, when you're bent over, it is not vital that I have you touching toes. So we're not supposed to be like this. Knees are slightly bent. That's why I say, grab what you can reach. And when you go to roll the spine, we're going to do the inhale. You're going to start at the tip of your spine and start pulling that down and roll it all the way up. And like I said, don't forget here, you got like 3 or 4 vertebrae here, unless you've had a meld. So they're all the way up. The other thing I want you to know, oh yes, when you're rolling up the spine, it starts as an inhale. Usually, most people find that by the time you get to about here, it becomes an exhale because you're starting to compress the diaphragm. That's okay. Remember, the first part of the move is an inhale, so there has to be an exhale in there somewhere. So, press the earth and touch the sky. And we're going to be shoulder width apart. Inhale. All the way up. Exhale. Don't lock the knees on the exhale. Nice inhale. And exhale. And again. And one more. Now relax your knees and inhale up. And exhale. Now, you find it makes you a little lightheaded. Slow down. Don't forget to breathe, no holding your breath. And maybe only do 1 inhale and exhale on the way down. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And relax the knees and roll up. We'll do that once more. And relax the knees and roll up. And close it. Okay, we're almost done. We only got 2 more to do. So we're going to do screw the fist with fiery eyeballs. This one tends to make people giggle. Like numbers 2 and 5, we start out with a wider stance. Toes are facing the corner, and knees are a little more bent. Not a lot. We're going to inhale and bring our fists right above our hips. We're going to exhale and push the fist out. Then we inhale. You're just going to grab and make a fist and pull it back. And this is all nice and relaxed. Then you're going to have some, when you push that fist out, you want to tighten up your core muscles and push that fist out as you exhale. Then relax and pull it back in. So compared to the last one, this one's fairly simple. So we're going to screw the fist with fiery eyeballs and open it. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And close it. Last one, lifting up the heels. Like the third one we did, separating heaven and earth, some people do this with lots of different arm movements. My teacher did not. He didn't feel that they were necessary. So I only do one arm movement. I also find that with the time allowed to do this, usually takes me at least a half an hour to do half a set. If I do all the arm movements, you're looking at 3/4 of an hour to do half a set, and I'll explain that in a minute. All right, lifting up the heels. We're going to start out in our opening position. And just like we did in number 1, we're going to shift our weight to our toes and come up on our heel, on the ball of our foot. That's an inhale. We're going to exhale and we're going to just bounce. We're going to bounce our heels down. You get to the end of the exhale, heels on the ground. But your weight is still on the ball of your foot. So as you inhale, you're going to rock your weight to the heel of your foot. This may or may not lift your toes off the floor, but it should release the weight from them. You should be able to wiggle them. And you're going to exhale and shift that weight back to the ball of the foot. Then inhale, up. Exhale, bouncing down. Inhale, rock to your heel. and exhale back to the ball of the foot. So let's start that one, lifting up the heels and opening position. Inhale up and bounce down. Inhale to the back of the heel. Exhale to the front of the foot. Inhale up, bounce down. Inhale back and exhale forward. Inhale, exhale. Up your heels. We're getting ready for our last one. So we're shifting forward, exhaling, inhale up. Now this time when we exhale, we're just going to drop our weight into our heels. And bring foot in and close it. Lifting up the heels. Okay, so that was 8 pieces of brocade. Now, I mentioned just briefly about doing a half set or a full set. The way I was taught to do this, I was told that when you're doing a full set, that is to do 8 of each piece. Now remember, there are some like swing the head and tail, number 5. We do 1 on the right and 1 on the left. That counts as 1, not 2. So if you're slowing your breathing down and you are doing a full set, I find it takes me an hour, give or take, and a full set, like I said, was 8 of each one. Usually time only allows me to do about a half a set. And a half a set, if I'm by myself, I'm looking at least a half an hour. So it gives you an idea of what you're looking at. Now, before we close for today, I told you earlier I really wanted to be outside today. I hoped, especially after all of yesterday's rain, the temperatures were kind of nice later in the day. Today would be a really nice day to be outside. Obviously, that didn't happen. But I want to take you and show you why I wanted to be outside. So, if moving a camera bothers you, then shut your eyes for a minute. I'll tell you when to open them. You'll get to see some of my house as we walk through. Okay, now we're going to go outside. I had really thought that, take a look at that wisteria. Now, I had really thought that the Qigong this morning outside under the wisteria would have been really, really lovely. The temperature disagreed with me, so we were inside. But hopefully, a few days, we'll be outside. By then, the wisteria might be gone. We're in full bloom right now. Okay, as usual, if you have any questions or comments, put them in the comment section below. I do check them. Next session will be Thursday at 11 in the morning, and we will be picking up where we had left off in the doing form. You can find the rest of the videos on the Wulin Facebook page under the video button. You can also find them on the Wulin Institute YouTube channel. We ask that you, hit those like and follow buttons and hit the subscribe button on YouTube. Keep up your training, and to all of you, practice, practice, practice. And I will see you on Thursday.